What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back, guys, to a brand new video. It is Pokestocks here, and in this episode I'll be going over, guys, my final September predictions and sort of a twist to what I think is going to do really well, guys, in this video. So stay tuned, sit back and relax, because this is going to be a real informative video, and not a lot of people are talking about these products today. Of course, if you want to go ahead and be part of a quote-unquote family, as I like to say, then join the Discord, guys, down below. We are growing rapidly fast, and if you want to have oh my god, I can't even talk. What was I gonna say? I have no idea. Just, yeah, if you want to talk to me, join the Discord. Yay. And remember, guys, this is not financial advice. This is truly all my opinion. Let's dive into this video. So it is officially August 31st. September is tomorrow, and as a lot of YouTubers are saying, and currently myself, September is probably going to be the biggest pump month we've probably seen in a hot minute. We've seen so many products across the entire board, guys. Not even these, like, not even the ones I'm going over, but, you know, like Lost Origin, Brilliant Stars, dude, Future Strike breaking record highs, and it's sort of like continuing to fade up, guys. We have Future Strike, like, what, how much did it gain this month, bro? 26% from 732 all the way up to like 930. That's crazy. $1,000 in sales. So let me make it pretty clear, guys. Across the entire board, products are pumping very high and very fast. Now, start off with Vivid Voltage. I've been preaching about Vivid Voltage for probably the past 2 weeks, and I'm telling you guys what's happening in the current market right now. And if you're not, you know, really analyzing this, is people are picking up so many quote-unquote inflated products like Fusion, Lost Origin, Silver Tempest. And don't get me wrong, those are great investments, right? I'm not saying those are bad, but what's happening now is people are starting to realize, like, okay, maybe I cannot afford a $1,000 booster box. Is there any booster boxes that are still relatively cheap from the Sword and Shield era, because I want to invest? And yes, Vivid Voltage, guys, is one of the cheapest booster boxes in the entire market, like including Scarlet and Violet. This set, guys, is nearly 5 years old, dude. 5 years old, and a booster box has a market price of $244. I mean, Paradox Rift is worth more than that, and that set is, I don't know, probably better, but like, in terms of how old this set is, guys, from Sword and Shield, and one of the few booster boxes that are still listed for a really solid price, I think it's a great pickup. And we're starting to see a surge, guys, up 10% this past month. And look at this, from August 24th, this line is demonstrating, you know, a possible buyout incoming. I'm not saying that's happening, but if we look at the past year as well, if you guys are kind of iffy about this, it's still gone up 76%. So even though this thing has not had the massive buyouts like every other booster box is happening, it is still gaining consistent value, if that is going to scare you about buying it. Now, here's what I could say. I really do think, guys, that in September, this box is going to skyrocket. Why do I think that, Pokestocks? Well, as I was saying, people are looking for cheap plays. And this is not really a cheap play in terms of, like, okay, this is not going to gain value. But I'm talking about, you know, boxes that are still affordable. Boxes that have still not been affected yet by this buyout. Boxes that have still not been affected by this craziness that's going on. Vivid Voltage is being one of them. I have very big faith. I have very big ambitions. And here's a little twist I do want to bring on to you guys, right? If you have a valid argument of Pokestocks, well, Vivid Voltage is a really bad set. The quality is not that great. I 1000% agree with you, but look at Rebel Clash. Look at Sword and Shield base. These are going $650 to $500. And why are people paying? I mean, we have sales, guys. Look at 500, 465, 424, 425. Why are people paying these high prices for Sword and Shield, you know, bad sets like Rebel Clash and Sword and Shield base? It's because people, and I'm not being disrespectful, but people like you, right, who have that mindset of Vivid Voltage is a really bad set, I'm not going to pour money into it, miss out on this stuff. And then long term, 2-3 years moving forward, people who want to complete every single booster box in the Sword and Shield era are going to be paying, guys, $500 a box for one of the worst sets ever, because no one has it. And the people who bought it can have that owner's hand, right? And then can decide, yay, I get to decide the price, roll the dice, and have all the fun with it. And again, if you have another argument, well, Pokestocks, Vivid Voltage got massively printed more. That's why the booster boxes are still cheap. That's a very solid play. But again, this set is 5 years old. Product is really starting to dry up now, guys. And people are starting to forget that, you know, Vivid Voltage, bro, is really close to Sun and Moon in terms of, you know, the dates and everything like that. And listen, all I'm saying here, guys, is that for a booster box under $250, I could still say that for a market price under $250 from Sword and Shield, I don't know, I think that's a great play. Next up, guys, we do have Scarlet and Violet base. Same premise here. This set is rotating officially out on April, And I think this is going to have the same effect of Sword and Shield base. I think this will easily push $600. Not next year, not the year after that, but probably in 3 years, we're probably going to see really good growth. Guys, keep in mind, a lot of these products are long-term, right? My channel is really about long-term investments. That's what I really do preach on, and I always do preach on the underrated plays, because everyone talks about Fusion, everyone talks about Evolving Skies and how it's affecting the market, but no one really talks about what's coming up next. And if we could look, guys, this past 6 months, bro, this reached 180. When was the last time we ever saw a booster box go less than $200 in this bull run? Never, right? And officially, it's starting to gain value, up 8% this past month to 220, 226, 230 most recent sale. And it's that same premise I want to inform you guys on, right? That people who, not be disrespectful again, but people are ignorant, people who have that mindset of, oh, it's a really bad set, no one's going to want it. Again, they're going to start paying these extremely high prices because that's what they thought. And no one has these boxes at the end of the day. So keep that in mind. I do think that these 2 booster boxes are great plays, guys, right now. I just went to a card show, a week ago now. You can go check that video. I bought Vivid Voltage and I bought Scarlet and Violet base. So happy with them, so passionate, and so confident. Next up, guys, moving forward, we have Champions Path. Listen, into the month of September, I believe this set actually officially does cross its 5-year mark. And let's just double check the date to make sure I'm not capping. September 24th, guys. When we hop into September 2025, this set is going to be officially 5 years old, bro. Come on. Are you kidding me? An ETB from the Sword and Shield era going for $130. And hands down, one of the most aesthetic ETBs, I think so, from the Sword and Shield era with the Charizard VMAX on it. The orange and black do very, very well, having a total set value of $450 with the chases being a Charizard. Guys, here's what I could tell you, right? Is that at one point in time, I'm going to rephrase it. I'm sorry, I messed up on my words. At one point in time, Champions Path was such a sought-after set and then just died. Like, it just died after that. And I could totally get the valid point. I could totally get the agreement that Pokestocks, look at the past year, up 31%. I don't believe in it. I think we should pass. Valid, I agree with you. But listen, right? These products, guys, have not been affected by the bull market yet. And if you want to see 5x gain, then 2x gain, then I think that these are the products you should be chasing, right? Again, totally my opinion, but I really do believe. I have a Champions Path ETB, picked it up, so happy about that again. Next up, guys, we have Crown Zenith, a new addition into the massive play. Crown Zenith is still, honestly speaking, bro, pretty cheap compared to really every other set right now that has been affected by every market. Crown Zenith, is around 2 years and 7 months old now, I believe. Whatever, not too good with my dates and times and math, but Crown Zenith, guys, is still going for around 200 in ETB. It's actually starting to see a lot of value gain. Unfortunately, bro, I fucking messed up on this because I should have been talking about this when it was 184. Now I just got the idea, and then I checked and I was like, damn, it's actually starting to gain a lot of value. However, guys, hear me out on Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith, hands down, one of the most valid arguments you can make, right? I know you could disagree with me on Vivid Voltage or Scarlet and Violet base, but you cannot disagree with me on Crown Zenith. This set has so much depth, this set has so much quality, and this set is just so famous for its beautiful artworks. And it has been down, guys. It has been down. If we look at the past, 6 months, guys, or past year even, a lot of these chase cards hit all-time highs, and then they fell to like 155, and now they're starting to gain value again. And I don't think this is going to slow down. What we're starting to see, right, is a lot of the cards that were affected by the massive prismatic boom fell dramatically and are starting to gain value organically. And you could argue the point, well, it's going to be steroid growth. People are going to buy these out. It's not organic. That's true too, but they're starting to gain a lot of momentum again. And Crown Zenith is just one of those few sets that I think is going to start taking off, especially due to the fact, and this is a really valid argument that I'm going to make here, is people, when Mega Evolution comes out, right, people are going to be like, oh my dude, Scarlet and Violet is officially over. Is there any last plays I can make in Sword and Shield? And they're going to be like looking into Sword and Shield. They'll be like, okay, well, Evolving Skies already broke record highs. Brilliant Stars gaining a lot of value. Fusion Strike, but oh, Crown Zenith, dude, I forgot about this set. Not really forgot about it. How can you forget about it? But you know what I'm saying. Like, people are going to be like, oh, dude, this set has so much quality. Chase card's still under 200. ETB still less than 200. I think that's a very, very valid play that people are going to be making and sort of realizing moving on forward. And And if you were to ask me, Pokestocks, what is probably the best play to making Crown Zenith right now? Of course, that's totally up to your budget. I think, picking up, guys, the Sea and Sky collection is a great play if you want to chase the packs, which I do believe in. Or, of course, if you want to go the simple route, very basic, but of course, very good growth, it's going to be the ETB. And if you really do have the budget, Pokemon Center ETB definitely does get that out of the way, just due to the fact that it's Pokemon Center. And usually speaking, we know that the market has totally changed their mindset on what ETBs to pick up, and PC ETBs are definitely ones people are chasing. I'm not saying, guys, that you shouldn't be picking up, the booster bundles or the Crown Zenith tins, whatever. That's totally up to you to make your own decision. But I feel like for the current buys and the current long-term plays, these are some 3 products you should be going for. And of course, guys, these singles as well are beautiful. I recently sold some of my Crown Zenith cards because I personally didn't like them. For example, I traded away my Suicune V, and that's just due to the fact, guys, that I got a really good trade for it. I ended up trading it for something else. If I had the Giratina, these are the cards I'm trying to chase, guys, like the top 5, right? I wish I had chased the qualities of the set, than more so of the quantities. I'm not saying Suicune's a quantity card, but you know what I'm saying, right? I'm just trying to chase the really good ones. My new pickups that I'm really starting to chase out, guys, is going to be the Mewtwo, is going to be the Giratina. I can see these doing absolutely well in the card show this month I'll be going to, so hopefully I'll be able to pick these up. Unfortunately, guys, I'm probably going to have to be paying more than what they're currently worth, because as time goes on, these cards start to gain more value. Now, for a few more, guys, plays, I do want to talk to you about Pokemon Go. I've been preaching about Pokemon Go nearly every single other video, and hear me out on this. I think that moving into September, and possibly, I think the most safest is moving into next year, guys. When Pokemon Go, the game, hits officially 10 years, right? 2016 it came out. This set is going to get a lot of recognition. People are going to be like, oh my dude, Pokemon Go is 10 years old. I need to start buying Pokemon Go TCG. And this thing is going to go absolutely diabolical. Now, here's what I can tell you, guys. We still have the Pokemon Center ETB having a market price of $130. Listen, Pokemon Center ETBs are going for, $200, $300, $400, $500 right now, guys, in the current market. They're doing very fantastic. And we still have Pokemon Go, Pokemon Center ETBs doing that. I want to make it pretty clear, because I don't think I said this earlier, guys, is I usually make these prediction videos about certain sets. If we were to go back on my channel 2-3 months ago, I was making these exact same videos talking about celebrations, talking about Brilliant Stars, talking, about trainer galleries, which I will talk about in a minute. And guess what? All of those investments skyrocketed. And you might be saying, well, Pokestocks, it's a bull market, everything is going to go up. I had a comment saying that. And that's very, very true. I totally agree with you. But the products I preached on did way better than the other products that, were just common. You know what I'm saying? So I think Pokemon Go is going to be a great example of, you guys can hate me when I'm saying this, but I think it's going to be the next celebrations. I think it's going to get a lot of recognition, and it's going to skyrocket. Now, of course, it doesn't have the same quality in terms of the chases of celebrations, but we still have a Mewtwo, guys. We still have a Dragonite. Like, you can't disagree with that, dude. It's a very, very well-known set and respected. Maybe not respected set because no one likes it, but in terms of the overall theme, guys, I think it's respectable. And lastly, we have trainer galleries. Now, the door's closing on these, man. Just another product I'm bringing up because I know a lot of people have been saying, Pokestocks, talk more about trainer galleries. I want to know, which ones you believe in, etc., guys. The theme of this story is not hard, right? Every single trainer gallery is going to see massive potential, massive gain by the end of the year. I can guarantee you guys that. The Umbreon VMAX is starting to gain a lot of momentum. The Sylveon, the Starmie, the Gengar, the Rayquaza, the Charizard, the Pikachu. It's really, and I'm not saying this to FOMO you out, probably the last opportunity to pick up high quality Sword and Shield cards at a relatively respectable price. Because the Umbreon will guaranteed, bro. It's an Umbreon VMAX, dude. Are you kidding me? This is obviously going to hit over $100 in September. I'm very confident in saying that, and I believe that. I believe if you look at my predictions I made for my announcements on the Discord, guys, I have put Umbreon VMAX Trainer Gallery pushing to around 125. I think that's easily going to happen in the month of September. And again, it's just due to the fact that people, when Mega Evolution releases, right, they're going to be like, oh my dude, I need to go back to Scarlet and Violet. And they're going to look back at Scarlet and Violet and they're going to be like, everything's super expensive. Is there any less plays with Sword and Shield? They're going to be looking at these cards and be like, yo, an Umbreon VMAX for $75, dude? No way I'm going to cop that. And that's what's going to happen. It's going to lead to a massive push to these. And I'll be probably coming back, guys, in September. Like, from August 31st to whenever September ends, right? I don't know, 30th, 31st. I'm not too good with dates. I'll be coming back and I'll be looking at these. So that'll be a great replication, guys, to see where I'm actually going to take a picture of this. It's going to be a great demonstration to look back. So yeah, that's to be it, guys, for this video. I hope all of you did learn something new. And of course, if you do agree, disagree, let me know in the comments or message me on Discord. Peace out, guys.